Hi there, it's Dr. Josia. I'm back after a nice 2 week vacation. We had our 4th of July weekend and then we had another lovely break. I hope you are well. I hope you had a great time with family and friends during the holidays. And so let's get right back into it. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Be sure to like and subscribe so you get all the notifications of when I post videos. And just to kind of give you an introduction all over again, I am Dr. Josie. I'm a board certified family physician. I am also a love and dating coach for professional women. And my goal is to help you find the love that you deserve. All right. And I'm just so excited to be here to help share with you. And today I want to talk about online dating. All right. I want to get into, first of all, why you should consider online dating. And then we're going to get into some secrets of how to make the most of your online dating experience. All right. So, again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, like the video so you get more of this content, and share with somebody who you know is in their dating journey. All right. So, let's get right into it. Quickly, why online dating? I've encountered many women, many professional women who said, hey, I don't want to do online dating. I don't trust what's out there. There's a lot of crazies out there. And now you have AI as well. We'll get to that in a little bit. So I don't really know if online dating is a thing for me. And here's what I say to that. Most likely you've met me online, okay? You have connected with a lot of different people online. You feel close to them. You have developed relationships, even met them in person through meetups or professional organizations. You have shopped online. Most likely you have your credit card saved on a few websites. Hello. I'm not going to name any of them, any particular companies, but you probably have your information out there and you interact online on a daily basis. Compared to the early 90s when we were just starting to get email accounts, internet in the online world has become fully integrated into our lives. So it only makes sense that you would find your potential partner through an online means. Finding people online is just the same as if you met them in person. The important part is to vet that person, right? So I don't want you to discount online dating. I don't want you to say it's not for you, because it is totally for you. If you're here online watching this, you are already used to being online and to getting information, ideally reputable, solid information. So let's use it to our advantage, okay? So that's my quick little thing on why you should consider online dating. Now, here's the important part when it comes to online dating and how to make the most of it. And there's so many different avenues we can take with online dating, so many different topics and subtopics. But today I want to focus more on how to go from online to offline when it comes to your dating process. One of the things I've said many times is I don't believe in pen pals. Now, if you're old enough to know who pen pals are, this is definitely for you. And if you're young enough, you don't know what a pen pal is, let me explain. Many of us of a certain age, I can't believe I am of the age to say of a certain age. But many of us, when we're in middle school, elementary school, we have what we're called pen pals. So you would have somebody from either another school or even a foreign exchange program that you would write letters to. And you would write letters back and forth, and that was your pen pal. So pen is in writing and pal is in your friend. But when it comes to dating, when it comes to online dating, when it comes to dating as a professional woman, we don't do pen pals. We don't believe in pen pals. Okay? We're going in with a clear goal. Our goal is to find a partner to have a life to grow together with, to form a partnership with. And so we're not going to waste our time constantly in back and forth online communication, even though we may have met the person online. In order to make our dating experience enjoyable and effective, meaning we are fielding people correctly, we are moving closer to the person who might be a good match for us, we need to get out of the pen pal mentality. Being pen pals and dating is a bit of a fear-based reaction. And I understand it. I completely understand it because of opportunities of having been disappointed before. But let me say this. If you get out of the pen pal mentality, you can lessen the likelihood of being catfished. when you look at a lot of the catfish stories, the recurring theme is there's been long conversation online and then opportunities to build emotions and connection without vetting the person or even meeting them in real life. And then when they do meet them, then that's when it's, or even worse, when people have been scammed for dating. There was a story not so long ago where I'm based in Miami where a lady fell in love with a person, and she was from, I believe she was from the UK, flew to Miami to meet this guy who, where the scammer used this realtor's real name. And so she found the realtor and came and said, "Hey, we've been talking, we've been dating, I'm in love with you." He's like, "I don't know who you are." It was his picture, it was his name. Obviously, somebody else used it. He's a realtor here in Miami, and she flew all the way over here for love, unfortunately. It was quite devastating for her, right? We want to avoid those situations. And so sometimes the natural reaction is, well, let me take my time online, let me vet, let me hedge, and so on. But let's face it, we're not getting any younger. Life is short, life is precious. Let's make the most of it. Let's extract as much value as we can from it. So we want to move from online to offline as quick as possible. So, Dr. Josia, my question to you, and I know you're probably thinking this, what do you mean by moving it offline, and how quickly would that be? Here's my quick rule of thumb with that. And I think this video is going to be quick, but that's okay. Sometimes you need quick, powerful videos to take action on, okay? And so actually today's action homework is, I want you to write in the comments, how in the past, how long has it taken you to go from online to offline dating with an individual? Or what's the longest it's been? That's the question. What's the longest between talking online, even talking on the phone before you actually met the person in real life? I want to hear that in the comments below. So let's really get into the nitty gritty of what you're going to do. These are some top secrets I give my coaching clients, okay? But your guys are getting them because I really want you guys to find love. I really want you to experience the joy. I smile because, of course, let's be honest, relationships have their hiccups, relationships have their headaches too, right? But we choose it. But I want you to experience it anyway, okay? If that's what you desire, if you desire to have love, you desire to be partnered, then I support you in that. And I truly believe if God put that in your heart, then that person is out there for you. So let's make it happen, all right? So when I talk about quickly moving from online to offline, I want you to approach this, first of all, with doing all the inner work we talked about in previous videos. I want you to approach this clearly knowing what is it you're looking for. But before knowing what you're looking for, knowing who you are as a person. Doing the homework on your intuition, your gut feeling, listening to Holy Spirit, really tuning into the divine, to the creator. I really want you to do that homework, because once you know who you are and whose you are, and then you know what you're looking for, then now we can move into opening up those apps, making those profiles, connecting with people online. Okay, now we're at that point. We've either given a man permission to pursue us, i.e. we made the first move, and we are given permission to pursue because we want to be in our energy as women, as feminine energy, and allow him in his masculine energy. So we put aside our masculine energy we use in our workplace when it comes to our dating life, all right? Either you've given him permission to pursue or he made the initial move outright, okay? Now, again, and I've said this before in other platforms, you want to have hours and time set around when you are actively online on the dating apps. As a professional woman, as a professional person, you want to convey respect for yourself. So we're not on dating apps at 2 in the morning. We're not on dating apps at 6 or 7 in the morning. Why? Okay? We want to have hours and parameters that are respectable and that convey that you are someone who's taking things seriously and you want to be treated seriously. I know I'm kind of giving detours here and there, but trust me, we're on the road. We're in the car. Buckle up. Okay? I just want to make sure we get all that in there. Now, when the conversation happens online within decent, respectable hours, and you start the conversation with the person, by the end of that conversation in that real time, assuming they're online with you, then the decision is made to have a telephone call. Let's say you guys are talking asynchronously, meaning you're not talking to each other in real time, but within 24 hours, the decision should be made to have a phone call. All right. So this throws away the whole idea of we're talking online for days and weeks on the app. And then we move. No, 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 no. This is why we feel like we're wasting our time. This is why we feel frustrated because we're putting so much energy and dragging things out. Our time is way more valuable than money. You know, you've probably heard the experiences where if somebody was given $1 million today, but told they would lose 10 years of their life, they probably wouldn't take the money, right? Or if they're told, hey, you need to spend $1 million to extend your life, they'll find ways to find that money and make it happen. Time is infinitely more important than money because you can never get your time back. So in the context of dating, we want to value our time and the time of the potential partner, okay? Because this shows us as a person who is kind, who is respectful, who is compassionate. These are the energies and the atmosphere we want to live in order to have a healthy relationship, in order to build something that is lifelong, right? We're not living reality TV. We're not living drama, okay? So we want to put out there what we want to receive in return. So we're having respectable hours. We are having the interaction online through the chat opportunity on the app. And within 24 hours, unless it's not done in that same, let's say you guys are talking in real time, by the end of that conversation, you know, an hour, 2 hours, or whatever time you're allowing for it, the decision should be made to have a phone call. All right? Within 24 hours of being online. That phone call should not be, unless you guys are traveling, you know, you're busy with work, but schedule it in your calendar the same way you'll schedule a work call. All right? This should be something within the next week. Ideally within the next couple of days, if not within the next 24 hours, honestly. Because we're moving with purpose, we're moving with clear intention through this process. Let me take a step back. Why are we doing this? Because we're also going to get into why you should be dating multiple people at the same time. So if we're moving through this process clearly, we can then clearly vet people, feel things, and move on without getting emotionally heavily invested in people we shouldn't get invested in. And to come out of this feeling intact, having our integrity, feeling like this is a great dating process. And then when we do meet our partner, we're like, well, I'm glad I went through this whole process and I got to meet some really cool people along the way and recognize we weren't a good fit. And now I'm in that good energy to then nurture the relationship I'm choosing to build. All right, I just want to kind of put that out there as well. Sometimes we get so caught up in the minutia of the thing. Again, we're bringing in the way we thought about dating in our 20s and in our 30s, or where we weren't established, or what we've heard from TV or from friends or even our own parents. And we bring so much junk, so much baggage that it clouds our thinking. It doesn't allow us to be our best selves when we do come into dating situations. We might even have missed out on good opportunities with or good men because of all the stuff from before. So we want to really come into this fresh, healed, in a different way because we want different results this time, right? We don't want the same old, same old. If you want the same old, this is not the channel for you. We're not here to bask in drama. We're not here to have a pity party. We're here to acknowledge the past, get the healing if we need to, and move forward in love and just increase the love in the world. You know, one of the things I said in my very first video, my purpose in life is to increase love in this world. I truly believe that's why I'm on earth. As a physician, and healing folks in that way, as having a degree in psychology and addressing people mentally, as being a minister, you know, and accepting the call of ministry years ago. I've had detours in my spiritual life. That's a whole different conversation. But suffice it to say, I do believe that I have a connection with God, and God answers my prayers, and I intercede for people, and stuff happens. So mind, body, and soul, right? And so when it comes to this, I'm very clear and intentional about it because I've been the person who lollygagged. I've been the person who played around. I've been the person who felt hurt because I was dragged on and played on for so long. So I don't speak only theoretically, I speak also from experience. And I had to realize if I wanted something different, I had to do different. I had to be different. I had to believe different. in spite of all the years of tears, of heartbreaks, of finding out, oh, this guy is married. Or one time, one of my previous engagements, we'll get into that in a whole nother time. Or you should join one of my master classes where I really get into all the good stuff. I might have one for this month. I don't know yet. So if you want to know, you need to be on my email list so you can get in my masterclass where I really get into the details of stuff. But one of the times I was engaged, after we broke up the engagement, I found out he had a whole baby on the way. A whole baby. And that was back in the days of BlackBerry, where you could see the BlackBerry picture and the in the BBM Messenger. I was like, oh, cute baby, who's that? Oh, that's mine. I was like, oh. So we were gonna actually get married and had a whole baby on the way. So I say all that to say I'm not talking fluff or hot air. I speak from experience, and I speak from a place of I love you. I want to see you find love. I love love. But we have to approach it differently. We have to. We have to allow ourselves to heal from those past things. We have to allow ourselves to be willing to see differently. As we are willing to see differently, we're going to have a different result. All right. Like I said, a lot of detours, but they're all good. You know what? The best way to think about these detours are like playing Mario Kart or any video game. And you're getting the bag of health, and you're getting the money and all the things that are along the side of the road, the extra lives as you're going on this journey, okay? So we talked about that we want to move quickly from online to offline. So within 24 hours, we move into the phone call, right? Now, and I said, I don't want that phone call to be more than a week out, because honestly, that's just too far out. Unless you are like out of the country, you seriously have business things going back to back, and it can't happen, or God forbid one of you gets sick. When it comes to the phone call, again, we're keeping respectable hours. We're not having a phone call at 10 o'clock at night unless this person's on another time zone, okay? But we're not doing booty call hours. We're grown. We're not doing that when it comes to dating for the intent of a serious relationship for marriage. What you do in your relationship is your own business. Once you get there, if you want to do booty call hours then with your boo, hey, that's your boo. But until that time, we want to establish regular hours. So evening hours, probably not past 9 o'clock, okay, for a phone call. So after work. If we're doing morning, I'm not really a fan of morning, because you're probably in the car in the commute, you're not giving full attention to this person. So you want undivided time. If it's a lunch hour, okay, that's fine. The key thing is you want to give undivided time to listen to what they're saying, and also to tune in spiritually, not just to what they're saying, what they're not saying, and to see what your gut is telling you as well. And you're going to hear that best during waking hours. Then you're going to do it super late at night, or you're distracted because you're watching television, or you're, in line to get food and you're having the phone date. So you want to give it your full attention. All right. So by the end of the phone conversation, the decision should be made to have an in-person date. The end of the phone conversation, you're not saying, okay, let's talk again tomorrow. No. This is where things are different. Again, back to what I was saying, we're moving forward, we're having purpose, we're having guidance in how we're approaching this. All right? So by the end of the phone conversation, the decision is made whether to have a date. And ladies, the decision will be made by him. You can give him permission to ask. You can show you're interested in going on a date with him, but you are not the one asking him out. Okay? I want to be very clear about that. I want to be very, very clear about that. You have to allow him to be in his masculine energy and allow yourself to be in your feminine energy. Again, I speak as a physician. I run codes. I, lead teams. I tell people what to do. Okay? If you know me from middle school, high school, people said, even from then I was bossy. Oldest of 4 kids, okay? So I know it's hard to put that mantle down. I know it's hard to put that leadership down. However, if you're going to create a relationship that plays to each other's strengths, there are times where we need to allow the other person to step up. And let's be honest, ladies, we don't want a man who cannot lead. Let's be honest. Do you really want a guy you boss around? Do you really want a guy who you tell to do everything? That's annoying. It's draining. And you may not respect him in the end. Let's be completely honest about that. So you can say, you can intimate, give hints and so on. You're interested in that date, and then allow him to bring up the question. Okay? But we're not doing WYD, what you doing in the morning, what did you eat, and we're texting forever and ever. No, 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 no. All right? I want to be very clear about that. So that's how we move from online to offline. So we have decision for the date. Now, in terms of the date as well, similar to a phone call, no more than a week out. We want to be very clear about this. Okay? Not tomorrow. Okay? We want to at least have maybe a day to kind of prepare ourselves, to pray, to prepare, to pick an outfit, and so on. We want it to be a deliberate thought on his part. Not a, well, I'm in your area, let's just, and it's kind of haphazard. Or he calls you, say, hey, let's meet in the next 15 minutes. No, 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 no. So we want to make sure that it's intentional. We want to make sure that everything is done with intentionality. That's really it. Because as we approach things differently, we're going to get a different result. I hope that helped you. I know I kind of went off there with so many different things. Again, I'm asking you to share with me in the comments what's the longest you've gone between meeting someone online and then actually meeting them in person. And I also want to give you the opportunity to just ask me anything. Feel free to send me an email, hello@drjosie.com. Ask me any questions you have, any topics you want to do particular with dating that we can cover here. If you want to get in on my next masterclass and get even more juicy details about my life and how I got into this, and really some even more detailed tips on how to approach dating, to find love, to find your spouse, I would love to have you. So just shoot me an email. And until next time, be well.